The dust hasn't even settled from Backlash, but already the fires are brimming to SummerSlam. And the man who lit the match last night, Kyle O'Reilly, is back on Monday Night Raw. The ovation is as big as ever for the man who is responsible for why Roman Reigns is still the World Heavyweight Champion. Say what you will about Kyle O'Reilly, but it was a shocking turn of events at the end of Backlash. It looked as if Omega had it won. It looked as if it was all over. And then this man got involved and cost Kenny Omega that opportunity. Saying the words, "I'm so sorry," to Omega. Whether or not they were sarcasm or whether or not they were genuine, that's what we're here to find out. O'Reilly asked for this time at the start of Monday Night Raw to get everything off his chest. And even though he cost Omega last night, the ovation is still as big as ever for Kyle O'Reilly. The man who feels as if maybe he should have been World Heavyweight Champion so long ago. The man who can share in common with Kenny Omega one thing, that they had the opportunity to be World Champion snatched away at them at the last. But it was O'Reilly who did it to Omega last night. And it's O'Reilly who's got a lot of actions to explain here tonight. He stands in the ring and he soaks in the ovation. We have not seen O'Reilly since WrestleMania, but we have not seen him in an official capacity since he was runner-up at the Royal Rumble. And before that, since his feud with Walter that culminated in Hell in a Cell. But O'Reilly is speaking some positives towards Kenny Omega right now, it must be said, and he believes that Omega should be the world champion, but he cost him that right. And while he does apologize, he states it there, "I would do it 100 times over just to make sure you weren't world champion." To O'Reilly, it's not about that Omega should be world champion. It's that Kyle O'Reilly needs to be world champion. He still hasn't got over what happened at No Way Out. And he needs to act on it. He needs to right the wrongs. As he said, he needs to be World Heavyweight Champion. Kyle O'Reilly is calling out Roman Reigns for SummerSlam. He wants the World Heavyweight Championship. He wants to be World Champion. He wants to be the one to dethrone Roman Reigns. O'Reilly is desperate for this opportunity. And he might get his answer. That's the theme of the Tribal Chief, and O'Reilly leaps into response. As here is Reigns himself, the man holding the world title in his arm, only because of Kyle O'Reilly's intervention last night. Reigns says that it has to change. He never beat O'Reilly, but now he needs to. Reigns accepts the challenge. The rematch that has been longed for Kyle O'Reilly is on SummerSlam. Roman Reigns, Kyle O'Reilly, World Heavyweight Championship on the line. Well, before the show went on the air earlier today, we had the opportunity to catch up with Bayley backstage and ask her about the new attitude and the new look to her. She said that Dakota Kai had a point. Everyone is fickle, and the people, they only support you when you're doing well. She realized that hugging, smiling, and being bubbly is pathetic. It invites the weirdos of the world into her life, like Io Shirai and Rhea Ripley. She's not out to be amongst those weirdos. She's out to be a role model, a #1 contender, and the next Raw Women's Champion. After that, then we had the opportunity to catch up with Raw General Manager Adam Pearce to get his feelings about everything that transpired last week in Raw and Backlash event as well. Pearce started off with some huge news, stating that after Jay Lethal accepted the repercussions for not only forcing that no disqualification match but losing on a Monday Night Raw last week, he can confirm that Jay Lethal is no longer with the WWE. And as for the title match last night, Omega sustained a back injury from Kyle O'Reilly's bat, and though he accepts the match for SummerSlam should it happen, Kyle O'Reilly does not get an easy pass there just off of his namesake. Next week, he goes through the right-hand man of Roman Reigns. He'll have to go through Solo Sikoa. What a monumental way to kick off Monday Night Raw that was. The match that Kyle O'Reilly has been waiting for. That if you were there, you feel as if should have culminated in a Kyle O'Reilly victory all the way back at No Way Out. If not for the interventions of this very man, the Ring General. Walter was the reason that Kyle O'Reilly is not World Heavyweight Champion. And even though he has since apologized for his actions and looked to right the wrong with O'Reilly, it is still got to be a sore spot within O'Reilly, and a sore spot that he is looking to burst at SummerSlam and triumph as World Heavyweight Champion. What a bout we are in for, ladies and gentlemen. You heard it from Adam Pearce just then. He accepts it. O'Reilly's got some punishment as a result of not winning, as a result of costing Omega the match at Backlash last night. But the fight is very much on for SummerSlam, and you get the feeling this time around, this guy is going to do nothing about it. But this guy has other intentions in his mind right now. Walter's, I guess you could say his path has been locked in somewhat with AJ Styles, the Phenomenal One, really wanting a match with the Ring General. He said basically that he wants to fight the best in the world. He wants to take on everyone who can get in front of him. He wants to fight the absolute best, no matter who, where, when, or how. And since then, it seems as if AJ Styles and Walter have been not so much destined for a path, but it's as if it's AJ Styles trying to get Walter almost to cave in and say, you're on. And Walter's objective here tonight, I think, is going to be to prove to AJ Styles, is this what you want? Are you sure you want to step into a ring with me? Because watch what I'm about to do to Titus O'Neil. Oh, a snap German suplex to a big man. Let's not forget, Titus O'Neil, you can see from the height, I think he may even have about half an inch on Walter. And in terms of weight, I think Walter's about 270. Titus is easily about 240. Maybe even 250. This is just tantamount to how insane of an athlete Walter is. As Titus gets back in the ring here with a double axe handle, takes the Ring General down. Without the cut backstage, folks, we know that AJ Styles is going to be watching this one very closely. We knew as soon as Walter was scheduled to be in action here tonight on Monday Night Raw that AJ Styles, even if he wasn't needed to be in the building, was going to be here to try and get the attention of this man. But Walter's intentions right now are within that ring. That sacred squared circle to Walter as he dumps Titus O'Neil with authority there. And you are seeing to Walter that almost what he views this as, a cakewalk. There's nothing. Oh, Walter taking a step back. Oh, turning him inside out with one hell of a lariat. Titus O'Neil is basically out on his feet right now. There's only been one man that I've seen endure all of the punishment of Walter and live to fight another day, and that was Kyle O'Reilly. But even he was injured to hell and back within Hell in a Cell. Walter throwing him across the ring. The end is on its way. Inside out, upside down with another brutal clothesline. It's over. Powerbomb. Cover by Walter. Just count to 3. It'll be nicer on O'Neil. Brutal from Walter. As brutal as always, as we come to expect from the Ring General. AJ Styles wants to step into the ring with this. If I was Walter, I'd say, bring it on. This is your fate when you step in the ring with Walter. Well, while the cameras were rolling on that contest, AJ Styles was backstage, and Styles basically said that, look, Walter, you can beat up everyone you want, but you're not going to get a good match with everyone you beat up. You can't have match of the year with them, but you can have match of the year with AJ Styles. Just say the words, Walter. AJ's waiting, and the answer will be yes. Well, say what you want about AJ Styles. He is nothing if not persistent. But will his persistence be his undoing when it comes to trying to step into the ring with a giant force in Walter? We'll find out. We will find out. I feel as if it's almost certain. Right now, ladies and gentlemen, there is supremacy looking to be delivered within the tag team division. 2 new tag teams in the WWE. One making its debut here tonight and one who has already shown what they're capable of. It is the duo of the Creed brothers against Re-Evolution, Austin Theory and Ricky Starks. Malcolm Bivens associated with the Creed brothers, Triple H associated with Re-Evolution. Julius Creed on the left, Brutus Creed on the right. Fantastic amateur wrestlers. It is going to be a match of very differing styles, but both managers believe that their team is the future force of Monday Night Raw, and in their eyes are both the next Raw Tag Team Champions. They're managers that believe in their men, and they want to show their belief within this contest right here, right now, and settle a little grudge with each other. I would suggest is the best way of getting it across. However, of course, they're not the only ones. They're not the only, perhaps, new tag team force on the scene, you could say. Watched Backlash last night, you know exactly what I'm on about. Shinsuke Nakamura and Hiroshi Tanahashi reunited, it would seem. Nakamura coming to the aid of Tanahashi in his time of need. And then went on to say that for them too, they want titles. Tag team titles. So if I was War Machine right now, as much of a dominant duo as I am, I would be clutching that title quite closely. But here comes one half of Re-Evolution, and there is the man who scouted them out to prove that his investment was right, that the future is about these 2 men. Austin Theory, a young upstart, a young prodigy. A main reason I believe Triple H chose Austin Theory, when I look at this man, I see an awful lot of the legend killer, the Viper, Randy Orton within him. Very much capable of being this generation's iteration, shall we say, of Randy Orton. Maybe that's where Re-Evolution comes from. Austin Theory, in my mind, shares a lot in common with Randy Orton, who has shared a lot in common over the years with Triple H. And then there's this man. I'm not too certain he reminds me of anyone from Triple H's days, but I'll tell you what he is. He is a prodigy in every way, shape and form that the word belongs to it. Absolute Ricky Starks is, in so many ways, the future of pro wrestling. And if he does things right, he could very well be the now. This is a fantastic duo that Triple H has secured in his own eyes. He said it's about these 2 men. His focal point is about these 2 men being the future of wrestling. And if I was to say which one I sort of buy into more as that mantelpiece, I would say right now it is Ricky Starks. Both men are diamonds in their own way. There's a little bit more of a rougher edge to Austin Theory. And it is, speaking of Theory, it is him who will start this contest against Julius Creed. So let's get this contest underway. Bivens on one side of the ring, Triple H on the other. They had their disagreements last week, which led to this contest. And now we wait to see just what will happen within that squared circle with these 2 teams. And you've got to wonder who's watching this match closely. War Machine? Yep, for certain. What about Tanahashi and Nakamura? They're reunited. They're back together. They're a force once more. Are they now sticking to their guns when they said about being focused on tag team offense, on being tag team champions? Let's talk about tag team offense. Their beautiful bit of tag team offense from the Creed brothers. As this contest now gets underway, it's Brutus Creed who's been tagged in here, and it is Austin Theory who's in trouble. Beautiful German suplex from the collegiate athlete. Theory is going to be in for a tough bit of work here from these 2 men. They are going to be giving them a beating, is the best way of saying it. And Brutus Creed is just unloading here on Austin Theory. Vicious strikes. Theory trying to cover them up, but those were just hammer fist blows, essentially, into the face and head of Austin Theory. No wonder he still looks quite out of his feet right now. Reverse suplex from Brutus Creed. Down goes Theory. Theory in a spot of trouble. Here, first cover of the contest. Will it be the only one? No, Theory kicks out there. Didn't hook the leg. And that may have been a big assist in why Theory was able to kick out in time. Big time headbutt there by Theory, and he gets over to the other side of the ring. Tags in Ricky Starks right now. Starks are going to make a difference in this contest immediately. Shoulder tackle. Takes out Brutus Creed. Here we go now. What can Absolute do as the legal man in this contest? Can he get Re-Evolution back on track after a very heavy start from the Creed brothers? Elbow tie up. Here goes Ricky Starks. Double underhook. Face buster. Nicely done. Scoots into the cover, middle of the ring. Oh, wow. That's going to put a thought process in Ricky Starks' mind. That's exactly why he goes across the ring to speak to Triple H. Try and get some guidance from him here. And that may have cost him, though, because Julius Creed is legal. Turned his back on the offense in the ring, and it has allowed Creed to become a legal force within this contest. Taking out Ricky Starks here. Looked for a little bit of assistance, and it cost him. Julius Creed, German suplex, and Starks went about halfway across the ring as a result of the force there of Julius Creed. And this is exactly the danger that a collegiate athlete like the Creed brothers can put within that ring. It doesn't matter how well you know your game plan, they can flip it on its head, and they just have this freakish natural power about them. You look at guys like, the most obvious of all, of course, Brock Lesnar. But Re-Evolution have got to stay focused on their tag team offense here, I think, to overcome a very young, fresh, and maybe even raw duo of the Creed brothers. Yes, they are brothers, but do they know how to execute it within the squared circle? Splash down there by Theory. Cover made. Is it all over here? Kick out at 2. And the job to cement their authority within the WWE, within the tag team division, continues on. Oh! Patella drop, brainbuster, whatever you want to call it there by Austin Theory. It has put Julius Creed in trouble, but look who's watching on backstage. They are here. They do have an eye on the competition. Tanahashi and Nakamura watching on closely indeed. Backstage here on Monday Night Raw. Meanwhile, back in the ring, tag made. Oh, beautiful! Reminding us of American Alpha, and it was almost enough to put away Austin Theory there. That was a thing of beauty there from the Creed brothers, though. Very much American Alpha-esque, and made it look so easy as well. Theory in trouble. Starks knocked to the outside momentarily, almost a 2-on-1 handicap match now as a result of it. Brutus Creed, the more powerful, I would say, of the two brothers, demonstrating that power by launching Theory there with ease. Theory has really struggled, for lack of a better term, within this contest here. It seems that Starks is able to get some offense on the go. Maybe reverse commentator's curse there, though, for Theory. Goes behind, backslide, shoulders down, trying to catch him off guard. Almost had him there. Very much on the 2.9 side of things. Lariat, no one home. Backhand, no one home. Theory, trying for the roll up again. Small package, shoulders down. Is it good enough for Re-Evolution? No, again, an emphatic kick out. Uses the opening wisely, though, does Theory. Tags in Starks now. Fresh blood in the contest, and that fresh blood is standing and trading here. Look at this. These two men standing up on their feet and swinging back and forth at one another. Oh, that didn't turn out too well, though. Oh, gut-wrench suplex. Floats over with authority. Look at the strength of Brutus Creed. Double gut-wrench suplex. And the second of the deadlift variety, but Starks not letting him capitalize. This match is picking up now, there's no doubt about it. Right hand. Right hand back from Starks there. They keep trading blows. Wait a minute, Starks. Another roll-up attempt in this contest. And they got him. That is enough for Re-Evolution to get the victory. Perhaps they knew on strength alone they weren't going to beat the Creed brothers, but on cunning and intelligence they did. That is the game plan of someone of Triple H's caliber. That is exactly why he took them under his wing. There are your winners. Starks and Theory do it again here on Monday Night Raw, but they've got company. It's the new team on the block. It's Tanahashi and Nakamura. They're on the apron and they're looking down at Re-Evolution, but on the ramp, the champs are in the building. War Machine are here, and they're looking down at two challengers with a lot of fire in their eyes. Well, it seems if they have a plan up their sleeve, you could say. And it is one simple but effective plan. Next week, let Re-Evolution, Tanahashi and Nakamura go at it. Whoever wins gets the War Machine and the shot at the Raw Tag Team titles. Sounds like a deal to me. Well, she had quite the chaotic backlash, but Rhea Ripley was in the building to speak earlier today, and she talked about the weight on his shoulders right now as Raw Women's Champion. How it feels to have both women gunning for her. It feels very much as if she is the hunted, and it reminds me of the opposite of the ways that things worked when she was in Trifecta. But deep down, she's loving it. She feels as if she was born to do this. To her, it doesn't matter why they've changed their attitude, their look, or their fight within them, just that they've gone after the Raw Women's Champion. And she wants a fight. It doesn't matter if it's Bayley or Io or both. She's ready to take them on and remain champion. Well, as she was talking about them specifically, Io Shirai was watching on from afar with a very close eye. Safe to say that Io is very much looking for that fight with Rhea Ripley. But speaking of looking for that fight, ladies and gentlemen, during that last contest, Walter would find AJ Styles in the backstage area and confront him and just say two words: fight me. AJ Styles looked back at him and said, "I was beginning to think that you'd never ask." The answer is yes. The phenomenal one in the ring, General. It's finally gonna happen. We are most certainly on the road to SummerSlam, ladies and gentlemen. Next week, big matches all over the place. Re-Evolution take on Nakamura and Tanahashi for the right to face War Machine. Walter and AJ Styles will lock horns. And O'Reilly's road to the rematch with Roman Reigns begins next week. It will be Kyle O'Reilly versus Solo Sikoa here on Monday Night Raw. What is going to transpire in that one? Well, all of that is to come next week, but right now we have one question, one big question to answer. Who will be United States Champion? Let's find out. It's our main event here on Monday Night Raw. It is Matt Riddle versus Jeff Hardy for the United States Championship. It is going to be one fantastic contest between these two men. I am very much looking forward to how this one goes down. Riddle beat Andrade Cien Almas last week on Monday Night Raw. They had a brief exchange with the challenger and the champion of Backlash, basically showing their mutual respect for one another, but Riddle believes it is his time to be a champion. Hardy says, though, he didn't sacrifice everything to give it all up at the first time of defending that title. If Riddle wants to be United States Champion, he is going to have to do so much to take that title away from him. The man who in recent months, of course, beat Brock Lesnar and Kenny Omega, not only to remain in the WWE, but to become the United States Champion. Matt Riddle has a big uphill task. And even though the fans enjoy the presence of both men and the big supporters of both men, I think the edge just goes to the champion. And why wouldn't it? With a belt as good as that and a theme as good as this. Hardy is ready for a battle here tonight. His first since winning the United States Championship at WrestleMania from Kenny Omega. What a fantastic bout that was between those two. What a time it has been for Jeff Hardy in recent memory. Believing his career in the WWE was over, that was it. There was no more for him to go in a WrestleMania. Having a dream bout with Kenny Omega and beating him in the middle of that ring for the US title. It was fantastic to see. And now we wait to see what happens when Hardy puts that title up for grabs for the very first time. Hardy is ready and primed for this opportunity, for this match, for this fight with Matt Riddle. Two very different styles, but a lot of mutual respect going to be shown. Riddle, throughout his career, has looked up to Jeff Hardy in a number of ways and believes that Jeff Hardy did in fact shape a little bit of how Matt Riddle became what he is today. And you can understand it. But once that bell rings, all about heroes and mentors and idols, it's out of the way. That's what it's all about. It's about being champion. You can be happy to see your idol being champion, but at the end of the day, you're in this industry to win. And the only way you're going to win is by beating Jeff Hardy for the United States Championship here in our main event of Monday Night Raw. This could go either way. We crowned 3 new champions at Backlash last night. Could we be about to crown our 4th in 24 hours? Let's find out. Matt Riddle, Jeff Hardy, United States title on the line. Let's go with our main event of Monday Night Raw. They square up in the middle of the ring, and they get straight into it. Hardy came out of the gate swinging first. Maybe not the best plan of action against an MMA fighter like Matt Riddle, who is going big from the off. Massive powerbomb there, taking care of Jeff Hardy and taking him down. In the turnbuckle we go, and it's Riddle. Full steam ahead, as I said, in the early goings here. He is planning maybe to use his youth and his quickness to Jeff Hardy's disadvantage here within this contest, and that would be one of the best ways to go about it if you had to ask me. Look out now, up on the shoulders already. Oh, Brown asleep. Into the German. Could it be a new US champion within a minute? No. Hardy kicks out, but my goodness, talk about a very impactful start from the challenger. He is going straight for the kill, and Hardy's body isn't even able to keep up with the offense being delivered thus far. Slump into the mat after hitting the turnbuckle, but here comes the champion doing what he does best, recovering, rehabilitating, getting back up to his feet, and just never ever giving up. Spinning heel kick there, and Hardy targets the legs of Matt Riddle. Wanted to take away those heavy kicks and the big grips that can lock in those submissions. Splashes down on him. Cover here. And it's only going to be good for a count of 1. But Hardy gets on the board with a cover of his own here within this contest. Irish whip now from the champion. Oh! Elbow on the point of the head there by Riddle, who just tackles down Jeff Hardy. And follows up with a nice senton splash there. The champion again. Back down here as a result of Riddle's actions. Here goes Riddle. Top rope floating. Bruno at home. Went for it too early and Hardy makes him pay. And now it's vintage Jeff Hardy. The legs down into the midsection. And Hardy in a way hoping that he can retain his US title as a result of it. We knew it wasn't going to be enough, but it's a good 2 count there on Matt Riddle. And that may give the champion a little bit of confidence here to keep on going within this matchup. It's going to be very interesting to see what they have to do to put the other away in this contest. And I am here for it all the way. And as I'm sure you all are watching here. Nice sunset flip counter there from Riddle. Nothing emphatic, just a right hand to take the grip of Jeff Hardy away from him. And look at this now. Riddle might have been watching that Creed Brothers match backstage because he's doing the same offense with a very nice float over deadlift. Keeping Hardy on the mat here, stopping him from getting up to a vertical basis and using any kind of speed. Big kick in the head though. Could this be it? Riddle looking for the kill again. It's Bromission. The Bromission is locked in. Hardy can see the ropes, but Riddle blocking off the champ and his escape. wrapped up around Jeff Hardy here. Is the champion going to be able to secure a way out? Yes, he will. Just slips his way out of that hold enough for Riddle to drop his guard and deliver some right hands to break free. Big from the champ, misses on the drop kick though. May have still been a bit weary. That could have been a mistake. Fisherman's Buster! No cover attempt though from Riddle. Is Hardy in the ropes? I'm not certain, but nice kick in the head there from Hardy. Incoming. Floating. Jumping DDT there from the champion. Riddle getting up to his feet, but he's in trouble. Twist of fate. To be and still. Oh, kick out at 2. Well, this one just picked up a notch, didn't it? Just went to that next level in the blink of an eye, and now these two men are going to be throwing some heavy shots at one another in order to be the United States champion. Riddle's got to come up with a reply to that twist of fate, and he's going to have to come up with it immediately. He's got Hardy perched on the top rope. Only bad things can happen up here, and it's going to be bad if you're the champion. Riddle, my goodness! Spanish fly from the top for a new champion. Hardy kicks out at 2. And you hear the chants there from this crowd. It picked up in the blink of an eye, and they are loving every single bit of it. Riddle has him lined up. Corked him across the head for good measure. Sent on splash. Hardy is in the middle of the ring. Might this be it? Flying brow. Cover for a new champion. What? Hardy kicked out before a count can even be made. Riddle goes for the submission again. Inverted figure 4 locked into the champion. He's nowhere near the ropes. But even after that punishment he just took, Hardy smacking his way free, getting himself out of that hold in the nick of time. Man, the champion I thought he was on death's door then, I really did, but apparently far from it, says Jeff Hardy. That's what the charismatic enigma is all about. Oh, what an exploder in the corner. He fought on, but was it only for a few more moments? Oh, went for ProJaked, denied by Hardy. It's Hardy now putting... What the hell? Oh! A twist of fate from the top, no less. Riddle is on death's door. Smackdown bomb. 2 and still. Man, they gave it everything right at the end there. Through every heavy bomb they had on one another. Riddle missed one move. Hardy denied ProJaked, and that was the opening. Avalanche twist of fate. Swanton bomb, and the United States Championship still belongs within the custody of the charismatic enigma. Wait, it's The Miz! He's in the ring! Hardy went at him! Oh, Hardy missed with the belt shot though! What the hell is The Miz doing though? 1 week removed from defeating Jay Lethal and removing him from the WWE! A side effect from The Miz. One of the signature moves of Jeff Hardy's brother. And Miz with the United States title, sending it upside the head of Jeff Hardy. The A-lister has made a statement. Skull crushing finale. Lethal is dead and gone. The Miz has his eyes on gold. The Miz wants to be the United States champion, and he just laid out the champion himself to send his statement message. Hardy's still the champion, but the next challenger stands on the ramp. The Miz is coming for the gold.